Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Game Channel. I am your host, Loic Ferris, otherwise known as Steve. This video is about the Origin 325A. This is a ship that is very dear to me. It's the first ship that I ever purchased for Star Citizen back in 2014. It's my very first pledge. It was the ship that caught my eye when a friend of mine told me about this game, and the way this whole thing came up is I was looking for a space game. I needed to find something that was like Wing Commander or, you know, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, something like that that would give me that space experience. And a buddy of mine said, well, there's this game called Star Citizen, and it's being made by Chris Roberts. And I went, wait a minute, Chris Roberts? Chris Roberts made Wing Commander, and I checked it out. And I watched the commercial on this ship, and I fell in love with it. They had made this commercial like a Mercedes-Benz commercial. It was amazing. So I bought this ship. This is the original 325A. The cockpit's been updated since I originally bought it, but it was a beautiful cockpit. It had this massive canopy that you could just see all around you, this huge piece of glass. In the original version it had screens, but they added these holographic images and the kind of shiny looking wheel there that you could control the ship with. It was just the coolest ship. And back in 2014 when I originally pledged, all I could do was sit in this ship in my hangar and do basically what you're watching here. I could get in and out of the seat over and over again, open the doors on the sides, walk around in the back, and pretend what it would be like to fly around in this ship. The ship was originally intended to be, well, and I believe still is intended to be, an interdictor class fighter. It was supposed to be a lighter craft with room in the back for cargo, which was what this area here was for. And it was supposed to have this bed here on the side that I'm opening up right now. It really doesn't look all that comfortable, but the idea with the bed was if you took a long trip, you could lay down in this bed, your character could go to sleep, log out, and when you logged back in, your character and your ship would respawn in whatever area you were in. The ship itself, I think, is absolutely beautiful. There are some elements of the design that I'm not too pleased with. So in the original design, that big huge wing on the back had missile racks on it. They moved the missile racks underneath the belly. So when you look at it now, it just kind of looks like this wing with all this gaping space between it. The fronter portion of the ship is, you know, it's more sculpted, it looks very pretty, but the aft portion of the ship where the engine is, it looks like they just kind of ran out of creativity on it, unfortunately. And I noticed that when I first bought it as well, but it didn't seem as lacking back when the missile racks were originally there. There's a point where I scroll underneath this and you're going to see those missiles underneath the ship. That circle on the top of it was supposed to be a docking latch. We were supposed to be able to dock this ship with other ships eventually at some point, or open it up and go out into space, use it as a hatch. But with this model being the outgoing model and a new model coming in to replace it, unfortunately we're just never going to be able to do that. But overall, I mean, it's a beautiful ship. It's a beautiful ship. It's not perfect, but it's an absolutely beautiful ship. You can see from this front portion here, you're just looking at that wing and it's just kind of like, what were you planning on doing with that, guys? What was the purpose of this big giant wing here? The side view of it, the profile is great. I think the profile actually looks pretty amazing. It's just this really pretty looking ship. Yeah, and there you go. You can kind of see the back engine of it there. It just kind of went completely straight. It just looked like they kind of ran out of ideas while they were doing it. And the wing from this angle does look just really awkward. So another issue with this ship were the guns. This is the stock gun right here that you see firing. The guns that you saw before were aftermarket guns or upgrades that I bought in the Persistent universe, which have a much higher fire rate. That's the stock gun. The guns that come with this ship, or came with this ship originally, were absolutely atrocious. I haven't been to the new persistent universe, which is currently in test and is version 3.5, so I have no idea if the updated version of the ship has better guns on it or not. The original guns were absolutely atrocious. So, at this point, we're going to fly back toward Crusader, and we're going to pick up a bounty mission, because I figure, you know what, we may as well finish this thing off with a bang and blow something up with this version of the 325A before it's completely retired and we never see her again, except in pictures and YouTube videos like this one and the original commercial that they put out. You can see here I'm really heavily relying on the guns that I upgraded from the stock version. That center gun, I fired a few times, but it's just it has such a low fire rate that it's almost useless when you're fighting against the target. And I mean, this is an NPC target. This isn't even another player. This is the computer that you're fighting against, and it's not even an advanced AI. It's just kind of flying around there. It takes a couple of shots at you, and it takes quite a while to defeat it, because all I've got are these Gatling guns that are shooting at this ship, and they don't do a very good job against its shields. You need an energy weapon to do something like that.
So maybe you're not such a
Whenever I tried to use that nose-mounted gun, it's just worthless. Absolutely worthless. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet and let you guys enjoy this whole combat scene here.
shit. I bet you think you're so great, don't you? Great.
I guess I can't stay quiet for too long. Yeah, you can hear that guy talking while you're sitting there shooting at him. It's kind of funny. There's an actual voice feature in this game that lets you enable your own voice or your own microphone, so that if you're fighting with another player, they can actually hear you talking trash to them while you're attacking them. It works, some people were saying it works within 50 meters or so, and the whole idea is that you have this kind of same experience with another player while you're dogfighting with another player. So if you guys are close to each other, you can actually hear each other over voice comms, which is really neat. It's in the comms section of the ship's menu and supposedly functions right now. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't done that much PvP. So here I am trying to get a missile lock. There we go. Missile fires. And we hurt the ship a bit more. And you can see I'm hitting him pretty often. Of course, he's really not trying to evade me that well. But, oops, boom, right there. Just kind of bounced off the middle of him. At least the ship could take a hit. I'm hoping the new one can as well. My biggest hopes for the new ship is that it's got better guns. I was really picturing this as being something like, I don't know, a hybrid between an X-Wing and an A-Wing fighter, super maneuverable, packs a punch, has a little more firepower than an A-Wing, slightly less firepower than an X-Wing. In this case, you know, a bit less firepower than a Hornet. So if you're fighting with a Hornet, it'd be silly to go against it straight on, because he's got twice as many guns, or almost twice as many guns as you do. But if you take that maneuverability that the 325A has and use it to your advantage, you'd be able to take down a Hornet with relative ease, but you'd have to be a talented pilot. So I'm hoping they improve that in the new version. This ship is, I did envision that, and I was planning on doing a loadout video for the ship, but unfortunately, since the ship's being canceled, I'm simply not going to have the time to do that. So anyway, this bounty's been finished. We're landing back at Port Olisar. And, you know, all I can say is, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. I'm really excited about the new ship. The new ship is absolutely beautiful. But it is sad to see the original ship that I purchased back in 2014 go. It's almost as though I wish that CIG would allow us to buy older versions of ships and have those as a classic version. And yes, I'm walking out the right side of the ship because the new version of the ship does not have a right door. Everybody, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell so you get notifications when we post new videos. And we will see you around the verse.